much hot.
Hello and welcome back to my channel, Big Nick Burt with the Big Nick Energy. First, let's take a moment of silence for all the people in active military engagements. Thank you. That's as political as I'm ever going to get probably on this channel. I always give my thanks, my respect to people in need, people in trouble. So we got a lot of that going on lately. So if you see someone needs help, always reach your hand out. Neighbor, relative, friend, enemy, whatever. Now that being said, did we get an injury report on RJ Barrett? Did we get an injury report on Derrick Rose? Because Kemba Walker has been relegated to the bench. He is not playing anymore. The word is that he actually shut himself down, which I think is very interesting. Very interesting. Because he's been playing halfway decent, but I don't have his knees, so he'd be able to answer that, how much pain he's in, how much discomfort, how quickly he's bouncing back, and clearly he's not bouncing back quick enough for his liking, and he wants to stop playing for right now. Very interesting indeed. I wish him the best. I hope he can find comfort and rest and treat himself with grace and compassion to either retire gracefully or move into a different role or what have you. Whatever he wants, the world is your oyster, Kemba Walker. We're here for you, man. We're here for you. We never gave up on you. And if you need the time off, take the time off. All right, buddy? That's fine. But I'm kind of concerned that this is coming at a time when now we're going to have to expect 30-plus minutes from Derrick Rose. I do not want to expect 30-plus minutes from Derrick Rose. I think we all noticed last year about 15-20 minutes is his maximum before he starts drastically dropping off due to fatigue or pain or what have you. But it's pretty apparent he cannot play more than 20. 15 is also a stretch. So what are we going to do for our point guard position? Now, I've been saying this, and if you know my channel, if you know me, I've been saying this, all right? I'm so sick of saying this that we need a point guard, buddy. You can't just bench yourself and get out. You're still on this team, so what are we going to do, man? What are we going to do? I just saw the Thibs presser, at least a small piece of it that was posted, and I'll put that up.
Yeah, I think that's what people lose sight of, is that they forget how young Mitchell is. They forget how young RJ is. RJ just had the best month of his career, right? They forget how young Obi is. Quentin Grimes is starting as a rookie. Obi is young. Julius is young. So, the priority is everyone's development. It's not just one particular guy. It's easy to lock in. This guy, you can't keep adding guys to a rotation without taking guys out where the minutes come from. There's a finite amount of minutes in a game.
So, I agree with Thibodeau. People do tend to forget that Julius is only 27. Obi, I believe, is 24, 23 or 24. Grimes is 20 or 21. RJ just turned 21, I believe. IQ is young. Everybody's pretty young on this team, Mitchell Robinson included. So our only real older guys that we're not going to see for the next 3 or 4 years is, Burks, Fournier, Walker, Noel possibly. I can't remember how old Noel is. But, yeah, so we have a pretty young squad. And I also like the fact that he points out, where the minute's going to come from. It's not, a vacuum. You have to take somebody's minutes to give minutes, right? IQ has not been playing well lately. I saw the Tony Banks, I think, tweeted he wants IQ as the starting point guard. And as exciting as that is, he's not a point guard. I don't think he's ready for it. But I was just looking at the stats from the January 6th and January 8th Boston games, and IQ looked good in both of those games, and he really held it down. So I know he's been falling off recently, but that doesn't mean he can't run it. So why not? Run him at point guard. I think he had Grimes in there too. So Grimes and IQ as the backcourt, and Mitch, RJ, Randall as the front, and I think that's a very, very solid lineup. I think we can expect a lot from that lineup. But I think what everybody is looking for at this point is our dude, Deuce McBride. Where's he at? What's going on? And Rokas Jokobitis. Man, that's a mouthful. But he's ripping it up over there in Europe. So I'm super, super excited for him to come by next season, off season, something. I'm really excited for Rokas to come through. He's a big pickup. Really excited to see if McBride will get off the G League, get some minutes. Without Kemba, I mean, how many minutes was Kemba playing, really? So 10, 15, 20 on a good night. So we're not really out that much with Kemba going down, especially if Rose comes back. I think the biggest issue would be if Rose doesn't come back within the next week. Because now he's on his timeline. I mean, they said 6 to 8, and I think we're coming up on 6 to 8. So he should be back. RJ should be back as well. So with Rose, I don't know if he's going to start, but with Rose back, I mean, it's still in question. Is McBride going to get minutes? Is Thibodeau happy with him? Have they been practicing, working out, getting him ready to be part of that rotation going forward? And I have to assume yes, because otherwise, why would they just let Kemba bench himself and be like, I'm not playing anymore, if they didn't have a clear alternative? So really looking forward to maybe some McBride minutes. I'm really looking forward to more Grimes minutes. Obviously, before the break came, he's been tearing it up, looking really, really good. Really disappointed he wasn't in the Rising Stars Challenge. And that's just, sports media for you. They don't respect our guys. He doesn't get that many minutes, so no respect there. Whatever. But Thibodeau is a little concerning at this point. I'm trying really hard to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm trying really hard to see the vision. And that little presser kind of helps to say, okay, we have a lot of other guys we have to develop too. It's not just about one or two players. Shoot, I didn't even think about Cam Reddish too. So that's not completely ignoring Cam Reddish because he's young as well, right? So I don't know. Shutting Kemba down is a good sign that we're going to be seeing more of a youth movement, right? Even more than we've already been seeing. So I think we all need to focus and actually emphasize the fact that, Thibs is playing some young guys. Randall is not exactly that old, right? Give me one second. Randall's not that old. Nobody's really that old on our team. Nobody. Do we have someone who's 30? I think maybe Burks is 30 and Fournier and Walker and Rose. That's only 4 guys, but those are 4 guys who are getting the majority of minutes. So at times. So listen, the scheme for the future is basically you can run Grimes in place of, as a substitute for Burks or Fournier, right? You can run a substitute for Burks or Fournier. You lose a little bit of height, but you make up for the fact that he can guard 1s, 2s, and 3s pretty well and shoot really well. You lose a little bit of dribbling, you use a little bit of playmaking, but you make up for it in defense, energy, and one of the best 3-point shot forms I've seen out of a rookie in a long time. So obviously Grimes is getting minutes. We've seen that. IQ, I think, can be very, very effective as he was with Rose as a number 2, as not as a point guard. So expect to see IQ coming in for Burks, IQ coming in for Grimes, IQ coming in for, all the 1s, 2s, and 3s, but not exactly running as a point guard. But that could change. I'm honestly sky's the limit, right? So it's becoming more clear who we're investing in at the guard, and I think people will still be very upset with Obi Toppin's minutes. So if you are upset with Obi Toppin's minutes after tomorrow's game, I will tell you to look at the substitution analysis that I just put up my last video to look at and really say, is a small role okay for development? Is a small role okay for our young guys? Can Thibodeau give enough and expect enough and give enough guidance for Obi Toppin, Cam Reddish, Grimes, Quickly, McBride to succeed in limited minutes? Because you don't need 30 minutes to know this guy can't play defense. We don't need 30 minutes to know this guy can't dribble the ball. We don't need 30 minutes to figure that out. And with Obi Toppin, unfortunately, those are the two realities. He can't dribble the ball that well. He can't play defense that well. At least at the NBA level. I'm not going to say he's a scrub. He's not. He's a very good player. And I don't ever put words in my mouth to say I think Obi Toppin's a bad player. He's not. The issue is he has his shortcomings that he needs to work on to get to this level, or he needs to settle in to a role where he isn't required to do those things. And right now, off the bench for 9 minutes is exactly that role that he can fit into. He's a run and gun type player. He plays just all right defense, but he's in there for quick, fast buckets to keep the other team on their toes, to keep the pressure up while Randle rests. So if you watch that last video I did, that's basically the summation of it. That's basically what I'm trying to get at, is we need to be, more supportive of smaller roles, because even a small role is still a role. And that brings me to Cam Reddish. Is he going to get off the bench? Are we going to see any sort of minutes? Hopefully this week off has given him time to meld with the team, to learn the offensive schemes, the defensive schemes, everything Thibs wants. And he showed himself something in defense, hopefully. I mean, in practice. Excuse me. So hopefully Reddish has shown Thibodeau something this last week that he didn't see before. Because with Walker going out, we're even more short-sighted at a point guard position, which is fine if you want to run a Randle playmaker lineup. But if you're running a Randle playmaker lineup, you typically need a bunch of shooters. So is that Reddish? I don't think so, but could it be him? Maybe. He definitely has a potential, and I think the front office thinks that too. So I'm looking forward to the game on Friday. I believe it's Miami. And that's going to be a really, really big test of our guards and our guard defense. They have Duncan Robinson as a shooter. Tyler Hero is pretty dynamic off the dribble, catch and shoot. Who else do they have? Bam. Oh, they have Kyle Lowry as well. Yes, it's going to be a severe test of our guard strength. And if Rose is back, hallelujah, praise be, because we're going to need him. And if he's not, I swear, if McBride gets no minutes without Rose or Walker, I'm not sure what the goal is. So I'm looking forward to the game on Friday. Please play McBride some minutes. And if you're not going to play McBride any minutes, there better be a very clear offensive scheme going on where either RJ or Randle is the ball handler and a true point guard is not needed. I looked at that at the Boston game. It works successfully at times to spread the floor. Randle with 4 shooters or Randle with 3 shooters and a rebounder, okay? It can work. Very effectively, it can work. However, it is a much different scheme to play. We're not the Golden State Warriors. We don't have a Steph Curry. We don't have a Draymond Green. Can we get to that point? Sure. I think we have the potential to have those shooters, to have a passer like that in Randle. I think that is definitely possible. But we don't have that now. So if we're not going to play McBride, if we're not going to play IQ, in a role where he can succeed, then I don't know what we're doing. So God bless Kemba Walker. Blessed to Rose and his surgery, and RJ and his injury, and Noel as well, man. I really, really miss that guy. So hopefully everybody's feeling good this week off. Maybe put some things in perspective for some people. I think this week off maybe help people grow and build as a team. At least that's what I'm hoping for, because if we come in Friday and we're not competitive, I don't even care if we lose, but if we come in Friday and we're not competitive, Knicks fans are just going to feel even worse than they already do. So I am staving off the fire Thibodeau crowd. I am a one-man army trying to say we're not like, we can't just fire coaches every 2 years. It's just not sustainable. It's not a way to build teams. So I am withholding that sort of negativity, and I'm trying to show something, a goal, progress, success, something for what we've been doing this last season. And the signs are there that we are building something the right way. The signs are there that Thibodeau can produce a winning culture basketball team. It's clear as day. These guys are all on the same page, it seems, working towards the same goal. And I like that. So I want to keep that up, and I want to keep supporting these decisions, but it's going to get really hard when Walker is not playing, Rose is ineffective, IQ is getting clamped because he's not a ball handler, and McBride is in the G League rotting away, right? And there you go. I said it, rotting in the G League. Even though it's hardly rotting, he is getting time, he is scoring, he's looking good. So you did it. You done it. Rotting in the G League, Miles McBride, please play for us soon. Sims, are we going to see any Sims? Who knows? All right, it's already been too much. 17 minutes too long. So thanks for sticking with me and coming by for some positivity. I hope to have some better news after the game tomorrow. There is some basketball tonight. Will I tune in? Who knows? I think there's a Nets game on. Maybe I'll watch them lose. All the best to the people who are suffering and who are unsure about what's going on in the world right now. I know basketball and my small channel can do nothing to assuage those fears and those uncertainties, but I just want you to know that Big Nick Burke with the Big Nick energy, I'm with you, baby, all right? We're here. If you got nobody else, at least you got me, and I got you, all right, y'all? Thank you so much.
Burt knows basketball, y'all.